the kind of time that it took to make 2 responses and the time that it took to make this larger response are 2 times that it has offered. So I'm curious about that. This movement right here might be a bit much to ask, but it does make me curious because it is exactly that move. Like using those distances, I can find this point becomes relevant. In the event actually that we did that, would that be the 61? Like that's another thing that kind of intrigues me. We just do a fib from the very, very top to the very, very bottom. No, it's not quite the 61, very close though. This one would be closer. Regardless, when I look up there and I see what there is up there, it's not only just that point, but the end of the largest node when we start to decay in volume on the volume profile. So it's interesting to think about like that. At the end of the day, it does have a mathematical value. Like, why does it find so much relevance in going this far past the 61 to get to a level where there's barely any people left? And I mean, why is it that the level where there's barely any people left, you know, does that mean that it's come back enough to get most people? Because most people are in from anywhere but there. You know, this is encompassing some of the pre-market movement, but here is more of a visualization of this lack of volume that we really have there. And, you know, that could be how we have lack of volume outside of the top of the red zone as well. So everything that we've done in the chop will be taken back at the moment that we hit the B point. We're going to have to complete one of those consolidations in the event that we have to do this, or some sort of similar kind of N-like pattern. That time is also after hours, which is intriguing slightly. You know, undeniably, it'll definitely be a W when the red yellow line is breaking, so that's when the D leg will become most apparent. It's all part of one big plan, and the previous distances definitely can relate to futures distances. In this case, this move right here to this side, because it wasn't only just one move like that, but also the size and the time of that entire consolidation before we finished and were able to move on, so that we specifically doubled it. That distance having lined up with this amount of time does shine a light on that, and that is at the 61. So the entire day was a process of taking enough time to make sure that that exactly lined up. And who's to say that this move here related to this move here wouldn't get us back to this other point, which is ironic as well. On this side we have a triangle that's exactly this big, and on this side we have an exactly opposite triangle. The market wants to know if we notice its absolute precision and accuracy. That's the idea. The ultimate objective is obviously to get involved with the level the big arrow is pointing towards, the POC in the 61, the white dot. Of course, getting there with the time that we have left is as good as they can do during market hours, because it does take until after hours to be able to get to that time. So getting to the POC prior to the close is also acceptable. Now we're on to the POC, just like I mentioned. And we hit that point, we hit that white dot level. Obviously we can't get there for that time during market hours, we still have 10 minutes left.